So I'm going through Matthew. I'm just gonna take probably a couple of months, no, since we're doing Bible study here. So I want to share with you kung ano yung mga natutunan ko. And today I want to share with you, since holiday naman, mahaba-haba ang oras natin. So I want to talk about Matthew chapter 7, 15 to 27. Now, some of you might be familiar with this, might be actually very familiar with yung sinabi ni Cristo, no? Not many who calls me Lord, Lord will enter. No, not everyone who calls me Lord, Lord will enter into the kingdom of heaven. Now, the way I look at this, of course, is you have to know where to start. No, ang problema kasi pag nagbabasa ka ng Biblia, you always have yung heading. No, sometimes in the middle of the chapter, or even the chapters minsan nakaka-confuse sa atin. Bakit huminto bigla dito? Parang it doesn't make sense, no? So chapter divisions and to add to it, nakakatulong naman kasi if you have the heading, sort of like a title, no? Pero the thing is, you have to know where to properly divide yung mga sinasabi ni Cristo. And in this case, no, ano ba yung konteksto nung sinasabi ni Cristo when it comes to not everyone who calls me Lord, Lord will enter into the kingdom of heaven? So you have to go to Matthew chapter 7 verse 15 to 27. Yun ang kailangan mo basahin because that's how I look at it, no? Para sa akin, that's how I look at it. I take it as one unit. So here, makikita mo, Jesus starts with the people, he warns them about false prophet, basically people who claim to represent God. No, ito nga sinasabi niya, no, beware of false prophets, no, wolves, no, sabi nga ni Paul, they're dressed in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they're actually ravenous wolves, no. So we're talking about false prophet, but you can also say that these are people who claims to represent God. Jesus did not specify what particular group, no? Essenes ba to, mga Pharisees or the scribes or whoever? Because I think the principle can be applied to everyone who claims to represent God. And it's not merely limited sa mga prominent religious authorities lang of that time. Now, it doesn't automatically mean, of course, if you're a Pharisee or a scribe, na ikaw ay automatic na isa kang false teacher. No, so Jesus also tells us that the way you tell whether a person is a false prophet or not is you have to examine the kind of work that they produce. You don't just simply look at their office. You don't just simply look at yung position nila. You also have to examine the kind of fruit that they produce. Ano ba ang klase ng resulta? No, the results of their work is far more important than the office that they hold. And when you go to verses 21 to 23, Jesus makes a point. Dito pumapasok yung sinasabi ni Jesus na not everyone who professes to know him, to claim, to call him Lord, will have access to the kingdom of heaven, but only the ones who does the will of the Father. Now, kung mapapansin nyo, you see the phrase in your name. So these people were claiming to exorcise demons or to do things in his name, no? Meaning to say that they're claiming to be his representatives, no? Now, you might say that, this is people who are holding office, no? Maybe a pastor or someone sa panahon natin, no? Or a priest or whatever. But I think this can be applied to everyone, no? Who claims to be a believer, because a believer represents Jesus Christ. And the biggest surprise comes in when Jesus disavows them as part of his kingdom. Verse 23 is actually a language of denial of affiliation. Parang kung nanonood ka ng mga spy movies, you understand what this means. Diba? Minsan, yung kapag nahuli ka, diba? Parang Mission Impossible, no? So, i-disavow ka pag nahuli ka or whatever, right? So, it's a language of repudiation. It's a language of repudiation na sinasabi ni Cristo dito. Hindi kita kikilalanin. I'm not going to acknowledge you. No? It's not necessarily intimate relationship na iniisip natin, no? Kasi because the word ginosko can be applied in in the sense of, sexual relations, no? But here it's talking about affiliation. You're not part of my kingdom and you're definitely not part of my family, no? Again, what constitutes a person to be truly part of his kingdom is obedience to the will of the Father. You can you can try to persuade everyone that you are a believer, that you are a Christian, but if you're not willing to obey the Father, no, you are misrepresenting him. The facts of your work, no, yung mga resulta ng ginagawa mo, doon mo makikita kung totoo ang tao na talagang parte siya o hindi ng kaharian ng Diyos, no? You see this further emphasized when Jesus talks about, no, the wise man built his house upon the rock, no? Kapag ikaw ay nakikinig ka sa salita ng Diyos at sumusunod ka, you're like a wise man, no, building your house upon a rock. Now the vice versa naman is, no, the fools, they're gonna build their house on the foundation of the sand. Now, makikita nyo rito the language of floods, rain, strong winds. Now, if you go back to the Old Testament, this is going to be reminiscent of God's judgment. You see this in Job chapter 20, verse 27 to 29. You also see this in Job 22, 15 to 16. And of course, Noah's flood. No, as you can see, ang sinasabi ni Kristo dito, if you do not obey what He says, you're not going to be able to stand on the day of wrath, on the day of judgment kapag dumating na ang Panginoon. No? So the wise man is gonna build his foundation on a rock. A rock, isang matibay na pundasyon. And that pundasyon is in Jesus Christ. At makikita nyo rin in examples in the Red Sea crossing where you see water, right? No, it represents, of course, the water parted to give way to believers. But then, once na dumaan na yung mga Hebrews, no, dumaan na sila after they crossed the Red Sea, what happens to the water? It drowned the Egyptians who were chasing after them. And you also see this with Joshua. The river parted, no? Nawala yung tubig, no? So that they could cross because they were carrying the Ark of the Covenant, no? So after they cross over, the water came back to its place. So this is language na makikita mo if you truly want to be able, no? Kung talagang gusto mong makakatayo ka on the day of judgment, you are to trust in Him. You are to obey what He tells you. And that of course is the gospel message. You have to believe in the gospel message. You have to believe in Jesus Christ. No? And that's basically the message for today. No? So with that, have a blessed weekend.